Hey everybody, Derek here from Addictive Tips, and in this video we'll be going over briefly how to make users and groups in the terminal. So this is something that a lot of people need to know that a lot of people don't know, and I guess we should start off by creating new users. So to create a new user, you would just use the user add command. Now the user add command is something that you can specify to add a new user to the system, and it can be done with sudo or with root. I would just say that sudo is probably best in this case, but to create a new user you just do sudo user add and then the new user name, and in this case we'll call him test. Enter my password, and then we have a user named test. Test can't do anything though because test doesn't have a password. See, if I do su test and I log in with just any password, it's not going to work. So I need to change the password. So to change the password, I would do sudo pass wd test. And then I can set the password. And then from there, I can do su test. And then I'm in test's home folder. And all of the information that test has, the ZSH, RC, the Mozilla folder, and all of that. And it's his own profile, and he could do whatever he wants. Now, if we want to add test to new groups, we can do that with group add. So group add is just used to create new groups on the system in general, but if you want to add your user to new groups, you can create the groups with the usermod command at the same time. It's kind of confusing, but let's create a couple new groups with group add really quick. And that's just because maybe we feel like it and we don't feel like doing it with the usermod command just yet. But let's do sudo group add test1 and test2. Enter the password for test. And as you can see, test isn't in the sudo file. Please pay attention to the video that I made on adding things to the sudo file, and this will make sense. But silly me, I forgot to log out of the test group. So to create a new group, we would do sudo group add and then just the name of a group. And that's how you make regular groups. If you want to add your user to an existing setup, you would just do the usermod command like I mentioned briefly earlier. So I want to add test to the sudo group, so I'm going to add the usermod command here, and I'm going to add him to a real group instead of groups that I made up. So let's do usermod, and then we can do su test, and hopefully test can now use DNF. So sudo DNF update y. Now, because test has been added to the wheel group, he can now use sudo. And you can add the user to a bunch of different groups. And we are about to view the groups, so you can just see some groups that you could add your user to if you wanted to. And keep in mind that these groups are different depending on the system you're using. Mostly they're the same, but some may have other ones that, you know, some may differ, I guess, is what I'm saying. So if we run cutd-f1 etc group, we can see all of the different groups here, and we see root, we see bin, daemon, sys, tty, disk, mem, wheel. This is the group that I gave to test. And we've also got nobody, we've got users, systemd journal, and I think we've also got test, test1, and test2. So like I said, you can add groups with the usermod command up here, and it's quite useful. So guys, just a brief little video on how to modify users and create groups. If you check out the link in the description, I go even more into depth, and I talk about how to delete groups and how to do other things too. So lots more information down there, but go ahead and check that out, and I will see you in the next video.